Beautiful people. Hey, I pulled out my selfie stick. I haven't used one of these in ages. They're so cool. So I'm going to use one today. I was just sitting at my table before and I was thinking to myself, what would I like to share today? And I have to say it was a bit of a struggle. And then it wasn't. It was a struggle until it wasn't. I was sitting down writing, I was actually journaling is what I was doing. And going through some questions I asked myself. I usually do it in the morning, got up early this morning, went for a ride, caught up with a mate. So I was out of the house for a little while. And anyway, it's part of my non-negotiables, do it every day. So for me, it's a pretty cool thing. I think I've been now journaling every day in this format. Like I've had a couple of days where I've missed specifically this format, but I've journaled in another way. Like I might have actually written down something like things that other ways of journaling. But other than these questions, I've been doing these questions now for 75 days in a row now, which I'm pretty happy about. So for me, that's a huge thing. And it's getting better and I'm tweaking it, and it's not for me. Okay, so this is going to tie into what I wanted to talk to in regards to, are we doing things? And for today, like, did you do your best? And I think sometimes it can be the whole thing. The day can be an amazing day, it can be like the best day, or there might be moments of the day where you were, I guess, more conscious and more aware of yourself and how you showed up in those moments, and that might have been the best part of that for you in the day. So, 2 questions. How did you show up today? Whether it was for the full day or then parts of it. So it's not about making yourself feel bad, it's about just actually then, I guess, looking at it from a point of view. Like I was feeling pretty lethargic before, like feeling really bummed out, like I wanted a coffee, like I could have sat down and had a snooze. And then I sat in that and felt into it, I could feel it was me running some ego shit around some other stuff, and ego trying to keep me safe, and that allowed me to journal in something else. What I'm not available for is to get distracted by any sort of bullshit from ego. And for me, the best way to see that is no matter what it is that I'm doing, who I'm being in that moment. For me, recognizing that the ego is the backseat driver, this is how I see it, and we're in control of the vehicle, of the car, of the vessel, and the ego's job is to just be a backseat driver. It's not separate from us. As I heard this the other day from a lady talking, and I thought it was lovely, so I'm going to borrow her words. And I actually feel the same. For me, ego is part of us. It actually serves us, and it's part of the workings of the brain and our physiology and how we show up. The challenge, I think, is we've been taught for a lot of part that it's separate from us, and it's not. It's not separate from us. It's part of us. However, we've also been taught that the ego is that voice of reason and all that sort of stuff, and it's not. The ego's job is to keep you safe no matter what. No matter what. So it's got to pull up any sort of dark, yucky, manky shit because it's perceiving that you're either about to do something that might take it out of what's comfortable for it. It will pull out, it's a cheeky motherfucker. It's beautiful though, because its job is, and it's so good at its job. The trick is though, we've been taught to believe, and we've been conditioned, again, this has happened, this has been happening for a long, long, long time. This is not new stuff. We've been taught to believe that the ego is the kingpin, the queenpin, the person, the thing in charge, and it's not. It's not. It's basically like a default safety mechanism in the brain to help you look at things and to work on being more and more conscious and more present and more aware in the moment, to look at things and then go, we're driving down the road here, I can kind of see that there's a car about to pull out and then ego will run something, whatever it is, because it's perceiving through your senses and through your awareness and through your faculties. It's perceiving that something's going on, so it's wanting to save you because there's perception of something that might be happening, and it could be anything. I'm just using that as an example. So, with me writing stuff in my journal before coming back to that one, I was having moments though where I was kind of going, I went for a ride this morning, had a great ride for about an hour and a half, had a great catch up with a mate for about 2 hours, had a coffee at his place, talked about some things, and got on my merry way, went home, I was fucking around for a little while, and then I got into some stuff and did a few things on the computer, and so just sit down. So when I was in things and when I was being conscious and I was present to what I was doing, I felt that I was showing up fully. Now, could I have done better in those moments? Being honest with myself sitting here now, yes, I could have. In just maybe how I felt pretty good with how I was doing things, probably more so when I was on the computer before doing some work. I was probably dicking around listening to some motivational stuff on YouTube. I was a little bit more focused on that than I was what I was attempting to do. And I did do it. I completed what it was that I wanted to do. But it was me, I guess, being a little bit distracted, having some audio stuff on and not being 100% focused on the task at hand on the computer. So, being honest with myself there, cool, I could have done better. What could I have done better in that moment? Look, I could have put on some, instead of listening to some audio things and focusing on, my attention was then on people talking, I wasn't fully engaged with what I was doing on the computer. So I guess my effort was a bit diluted there. Not giving myself a hard time, looking at that now, being conscious and going, okay, well, I could have put on some solfeggio tunes, some abundance tunes, some, one of the things I love listening to on YouTube, and sometimes when I'm going to sleep at night time, I put on nature sounds, like the sound of a running stream and water, and lightning and things like that. It's deliciously intoxicating. I love it. So I could have done better by putting that stuff on. So I could have had that as a bit of white noise in the background, still serving a purpose, and then being more focused on my thing. So the next thing I was doing too, sitting down and doing a bit of late afternoon journaling. I realized for me journaling works better when I do it in the mornings because I'm more focused, I'm fresher. I was feeling a little bit tired from getting up super early this morning to go for a ride, so I was feeling a bit like I was flaking out, man. So it took me a little while to do that. So where could I have done better in that one? For me to show up fully, I probably could have got up 15 minutes earlier this morning and done it this morning. So then feeling good from doing one of my non-negotiables early this morning, that would have set me up. Knowing that it's done for the day, I'm not going to say set me up better for my ride, because every time I jump in my van and I've got my bikes in my van, I'm heading off for a ride, I always feel good anyway. That's part of the process I've set up in regards to knowing I'm going to go and have a ride, loving the ride no matter what sort of session I'm going to have, and jumping in my van and just cruising down there. That's part of the process for me, so I've already kind of worked that in. I could have done better in regards to, just getting up, I think 15 minutes earlier and doing stuff like that. So for you today, did you play full out? Did you, look, I know I didn't today. I know I didn't play full out in some areas, and I'm not giving myself a hard time about it. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve today. Actually, there's one more thing I want to do, but I've got one other thing to do before I do this last thing for the day. And that's about just doing a different sort of workout. I'm just tweaking my workout from home at the moment. So, yeah. Did you play full out today? And have you had moments where you got distracted? Did you become aware of that? Did you become present to how you were showing up, and then stepped up, not giving yourself a hard time, just through acknowledging, pivoting, recognizing, and choosing to come back again and actually do it more centered, more focused, more conscious. So, how'd you show up today? This is going to be tricky now. I'm going to pull the selfie stick down as I turn the video off. See how I do this. Sometimes technology's fun, sometimes it's not. So, we just got to be great at being us. Does it take practice? Yep. Does it take perseverance? Yep. Will you trip and fall and carry on sometimes? Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Buddha says, hey. All right. You just got to remember, you've just got to be great at being you. That's it.